Hello, scrappers. Another beautiful day to do some scrapping. Today, we're going to talk about Transformers. And I'm not talking about Bruce Jennings. Heard enough of that crap. This Transformer has two welds on it. And this one was made with I's and E's. And they're kind of put together like this, with the copper going between everything. And there's I's taking up the spaces on the side, and the sides of the E's are all welded. See, they welded the seams where the I's and the E's meet. The only way to get the copper out of this one that I have found is to use wood chisel. Works great. You can tap, 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 and cut all the way through the copper on this side, and then hammer the copper out the other side using, I don't know, maybe something like this or some kind of punch, or hammer it out the other side, or, you know, prying it out the other side. Kind of pain in the butt. I use a Sawzall too to do it. That goes pretty quick. I don't really like using a Sawzall because it like shakes the crap out of the whole workbench, and it shakes this whole wall, and it's noisy, and the blades are expensive. I've cut in like 1,000 Transformers with that one hacksaw blade, and on my Sawzall I'm on like my 4th blade already. You know, it's not really worth it using power tools. I prefer hand tools. And a cutoff wheel. I have cutoff wheels for a grinder, and that's pretty good, but you lose a lot of your copper. You know, you lose the thickness of the blade. Anyways, you just totally lose it. And the copper gets like stuck in the blade and kind of like ruins the cutoff wheel. And I also noticed something. It's such a big pain in the butt getting the copper out of this. And what is copper right now a pound? You know, what's copper a pound? Well, this right now weighs 10 pounds. And if I throw this in my copper bearing bucket, I'm gonna get 17 cents a pound, about $1.70. And how much copper's in this? Well, I took one apart a little while ago, and there's 1 3/4 pounds of copper in one of these. Well, about. It's a little bit smaller, 1 3/4 pounds. So is it really worth all that time it takes to take this apart? You know, to make a 50-cent profit? Because right now this is worth $1.70, and this is worth like, I don't know, $2.20 or something. You know what I mean? Is it really worth all that extra work just to make an extra 50 cents to an extra $1? So the ones with the 2 welds in them, I'm going to start calling these copper bearing, because the scrapyard is not going to give me electric motor price for this. They're not going to give me, you know, electric motors like 35 cents a pound. They're not going to give me $3.50 for this when there's only like $2 worth of copper in here. Now, the Transformers with 1 weld, these open up pretty easily. I like to use a chisel and like a hammer and just crack the weld. And then this entire bottom piece, see the whole entire bottom piece? This whole bottom piece comes off. Because this one's made with I's and E's, only the E's all go this way, and the I's are all standing up. On this one, the I's and the E's go through both. The E's go through both ways, and the I's take up the extra space on each side. So, in order to open these ones are worth the time taken apart. I like to put it on my bashing block, and this is a hatchet. Made this a few years ago with a pipe going through it, and I welded it all the way through it, so it's totally welded, so this whole entire center chunk is solid. And I pulled this hatchet head out of the pile at the scrapyard. So I've been using it as a chisel. That's all I use it for. But it's a chisel with a handle on it, so I'm not going to be smashing my fingers. You know, that's not fun. So all I do is set it right on the weld, give it a couple of pops with a sledgehammer, and the weld cracks. Try the other side now. I love my homemade tools. Look at that. Just like I said. These are the eyes. And the E's go all the way through. So I'm going to put the tin up here. So far there's almost 2 pounds of tin. Now to get the rest of this copper out, or the rest of the tin out, hammer it through. Some copper. That's kind of light. That might be aluminum. Scrapyard will buy this copper anyways. These are more eyes. Ouch! There. See, now that was worth the extra work of taking it apart. And that's pretty light, like it might be aluminum. So that wasn't too bad. Hell of a lot easier than hacksaw and hacksaw. So the ones with the one weld, definitely worth smashing open like that. Definitely worth the extra time. Ones with the 2 welds, I'm just going to call them copper bearing. So, not too bad. Out of this, I got, what did I say, $1.70? 10 pounds of copper bearing. And I'm going to zero the scale out. Almost 7 pounds of tin. Now this is over 1/2 inch thick, so you can go and throw this in the heavy melt pile and get 12 cents a pound for it instead of the 8 cents a pound or 10 cents a pound for the tin. But I just throw it in the tin pile. And how heavy was this? Not even a pound. I think this is aluminum. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do with the transformers from now on. If they're easy to get out, I'm going to get them out 1 weld. If they got 2 welds, I think that's aluminum. I don't care. Right in the old, looks like copper to me, right? Scrapyard don't know the difference. Oh, that's insulated. Scrapyard don't know the difference. They're dummies. Half the workers there don't even speak English. So that, from now on, all the transformers with 2 welds. Ooh, this is a 1 welder. All the ones with 2 welds, right in the copper bearing bucket. The ones with 1 weld, I'll smash open because they're easy. Oh, not too bad, not too bad. Couple minutes worth of work, made a few bucks. So just remember, guys, scrap is everywhere. All you gotta do is find it, sort it, and hoard it. Ooh, we got here. Didn't even see that guy. That's a big one. Ooh, 1 weld. So, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Transvestites, homos in disguise.